Hey, it's Stephen with Jacksonville Real Estate News, your unbiased news source for real estate information here in Northeast Florida. And you know what time it is today? Yeah, you know what? We're going over it. We're going to do it. It is the recap of the month that was. It was May. So we are going to get into a recap of May, of everything that is happening on the number side of real estate here in Northeast Florida. So I hope you guys are buckled up, ready for some twists and some turns and a few things I don't know what to tell you about. And if you know me, I'm going to be at a loss for words. And so there we go. Well, let's get right into it. So starting off, like I was saying before, is we're going to go over and do the month of May 2023 recap. Now, if you've been watching these a couple times, I will admit I've been saying, hey, we're going to start to see these numbers. We're going to start to see these numbers of listings. They're going to start going up. Usually this is May, June time period is when we see these go up a little bit. And they didn't. So, yeah, usually they do. So in April we saw 68.26, and then 67.29. You know, base did it go down? Yes, but it's basically the same. So that is better than kind of what we've been seeing here, where we've been seeing kind of steady decreases by 200 to 300 homes. I mean, this was a big one, going from 75.32 down to 71.95, 84.51 down to, that was our biggest drop, going from December down into January. January to February went down, February to March went down, and then coming here, it's kind of balancing out. So that is a positive thing there, is it is kind of balancing out. For you buyers who are out there and who are looking at things, that's a good thing right there. That's a good thing. Normally we do see, and once again, I'm just going off the historical data that we have for real estate here in Northeast Florida, is normally right about now is when we start seeing this kind of go up and start creeping up, where we're seeing a little bit more of this this kind of angle right here. So usually that's what we're used to seeing. In history, that's what we've seen. So from a personal perspective, I've been talking with more and more sellers who are looking to put their homes on the market. There are also a lot of buyers who are coming in. When you look at this, we're seeing roughly about the same amount of closed sales between April and May. So closed sales are staying steady. We've got a little bit of a gap here when it comes to the closed versus the number of total listings. Now, let's go over here. This is one I like to look at. You guys know, if you've watched the channel before, you've seen these updates. That's what we're going to get into. So what I've got highlighted here is active average list price, and then sold average sale price. So we're going to active average list price. So our average list price right now is about $558,000. So that's going up. As we see, those keep going up. So average sold list price, and we're going to get into actual numbers here a little bit below. But so when you hear people saying, and I've been getting this a lot, had this conversation like 3 times today. So when we get into this conversation of, oh, the market, prices are coming down, they're coming down. I'm not really seeing it based on the numbers that we're looking at. If we're looking here, I mean, I'm seeing that prices keep going up and up and up. Our average price keeps going up. Our sold price keeps going up and up. I don't really see what people are talking about when they're saying, hey, prices are coming down. For you sellers out there, this is a good thing that prices keep going up. For you buyers out there, this really runs into a difficult place and a difficult position of, man, what are we doing? Because we have interest rates that keep going up and home prices keep going up. So that doesn't make it easy for you buyers out there. we're going to look at another one I like to go to is sold median sale price. So this is the median. So that's at 355. So if we're looking at either average or median, I mean, look at this median right there. Boom. That's going up. I mean, that just keeps going up. So once again, this isn't me. This is literally the numbers that are pulled from the MLS here in Northeast Florida, 5 surrounding counties. That's what it's showing to us. So let's pull down here our absorption rate. That means the amount of time where we've got these active listings. And you guys can kind of see it. This is a really good way to figure it out. We've got our active listings right here. We've got our sold. How long is it going to take for all of these active listings to go away if no new homes come on the market? So our absorption rate of what we're looking at is right now about 2.6 months. So this was at a peak of about 2.95. Let's go with 3. And it just kind of keeps coming down and coming down. So I really attribute that is to that. I mean, this is actually a really great graph right here. If you look at these, the number of listings coming down, the absorption rate coming down, and basically we've actually kind of seen sales spike, but move up over that same period of time. So that's why the absorption rate is coming down. That's why the days on market is coming down, is because we're going fewer and fewer months supply, fewer and fewer listings that are on the market. Now, coming over here, you guys know I love this. This is a big one that I love, guys. If you haven't watched the channel, my sold to list ratio. And that kind of plays into these over here. Here we go. Median list price, median sale price. So list, what do we put it on the market as? Sold. Coming down here, hey, there's our sale price. So what's the variance between that? Well, right now in May, it's at 97.5%. So when you list it, you're going to get about 97.5%, or here, roughly about $8,000 on a $363,000 house. For you buyers, that shows you that you've got some stuff out there that you can negotiate, that you can go back and forth with. Now, whether you choose to do that as dropping the price by that $8,000, or you decide that you want to ask for a credit or something like that, there is that wiggle room in there. Now, you sellers, please be aware of this. There is going to be some back and forth. Most houses right now, you're going to see kind of that variance in there. You will. And that's okay. We just got to know that going into it. If you're currently working with an agent and you're just coming here for great information and insight, talk to your agent about it. They should know these things. They should have these stats. If they don't, send them to my channel and I will educate them just as I am educating you. Let's go over here. We are looking at average days on market. So kind of a peak over here in February of 78, coming all the way down here to 67. So not a big change, but it's just boop, 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 kind of coming down a little bit. Pricing volume, this is the amount of volume that is out there in the market when we're looking at things. So next, we're going to get into just a few things here of, let me move my screen a little bit. We're going to look, and this kind of summarizes everything above, just talking about change and all those kind of things. So when we're looking at absorption rate, inventory, the amount of time it's going to take for that inventory to go, May 23, 2.6 months, May 22, 1.4. So that's up 74.5%. It's quite a bit, 74.5%. So there you go. We're looking at year to date, 2.7, 22 year to date, 1.2. Look at that, 110% change. That's quite impressive right there. Average list price, once again, month to month, we are seeing, and this is where we're talking about, where people are saying, oh, prices. Prices are still going up 6%. Yeah. don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. Median list price, you get that a little bit variance at about 5.3%. Average sale price, roughly the same. Days on market, here we go. Days on market have just skyrocketed. So we're seeing, oh, I remember that. Median, yeah, 28, 13, 28. Man, that's a lot. I remember when that was going quick. So once again, let's go in here to our sold listings. This gets into the nuts and bolts of what we're looking at. Our sold listings here, where are we seeing the biggest amount of sold listings here in Northeast Florida? Once again, as always, $300,000 to $400,000. That's where we're seeing the most amount of solds. Now, what does this look like? This is down. Yeah, this is down from last year. Down 12% from last year. Year to year, we're down 16%. Coming down here, let's go up here just to make sure. This month, 2023, 2022, year to date, 23, 22. So, year to date, total sold, we're down 20%. 20%. So, those are just the facts. That's the numbers. We're down 20% year to date. Coming down here a little bit more, we're going to go to active listings. Where are the biggest active listings that we have right here in Northeast Florida? And this is kind of a little bit of a change. This is one of the things I was kind of saying, whoa, something's changed a little bit here. Well, one of the places this has changed is, of course, our 300 to 399. It's always the big one. Now, this one changes a little bit. Our next biggest one, usually it's right in here at the 4 to 400 range, 4 to 500 range. It's pretty standard. But what we're seeing here is that we have got the 5 to 750 range. So we're seeing that 500 to 750 range. That's our next biggest one for active listings here in Northeast Florida. Now, the reason that I believe this is, and if you look at it, I mean, look, that's up 57% from last year. The reason I believe this is I think it's because we're right at the end of the school year. We are right now getting into June. We just finished May. Schools are out. Schools are getting out. That's what's happening. So a lot of the family houses where you've got 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, they're in this price point. So that's where I think you're seeing those kind of come up. And we're going to start seeing more and more moves as this goes on. So that's my belief, personal belief. Just my insight from talking with people day in and day out on that. Once again, active listings. We're seeing a 37% increase on active listings. And then year to date, not really too much different. Just about a 4% variance on that. And then once again, let's look at our new listings over here. That's this right here. There we go. 3 to 400,000. That's our number one. Once again, look at that. 5 to 750 coming in third. So the crux of Northeast Florida's housing market is definitely from that 300 to 750 range. Maybe getting down into the 250, but we're really not seeing a lot of that kind of keep coming along. And heck, let's go back into the numbers of just our active listings. I mean, it's our top 3 are 300 to 400, 400 to 500, 500 to 750, and then going back from there, our next one after that, 250 to 300. After that is $1 million plus. Then we drop down to the 200 to 250. So we're really seeing Jacksonville kind of start moving into what we've seen in other parts of Florida. Is our pricing just keeps going up and up. It does. We've seen it over the past 3 years. We saw it over COVID. So we are still affordable compared to the other areas here in Florida, but that gap's starting to shorten. So there are some changes that are going on right now here in the Northeast Florida market. So, like I said before, things have kind of changed and not doing what they normally do. So, what does that mean for you looking for real estate in the Jacksonville market? Well, it means if you're a seller, we need more inventory, and you're going to be in a stronger position to get what you want when you list your house. If you're a buyer, we might be in for some rough waters here. Once again, I hope that's not the case, but just looking at the data, usually we start seeing inventory creep up right around kind of in the May timeframe. We're not seeing that. The numbers didn't show us that. I hope that we start seeing that coming into June for our buyers who are starting to move here, relocate here. This is the time where we usually see a lot of influx, and we see a lot more sales closing coming into the next few months. So buyers, if you're out there, if you're looking for properties, and if you find one that you like, it might be a good idea to jump on it sooner rather than later, because our inventory is tightening. We're getting back into that really kind of tight market we saw a couple of years ago. So once again, I hope you found this educational. I hope you found it informational, that you learned something that you didn't know before. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, want me to go over something else, please just put a comment below. I respond to them as soon as I can. And if you haven't, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. You got this information for free, and hopefully it was helpful to you. So share it with somebody else, and it can be helpful to them. Now, you have a great and wonderful day, Jacksonville.